Hello fellow Inject users, today I'm going to show you my new Cluedo effect which I've created the last 2 weeks. I think it took me about 60 or 70 hours of work, but I think it was worth the time. And yeah, you initially have to set up one transmitter for all of the following effects. It's about 5 different effects, and you have to set up to 4 receivers. So the basic effect is a pretty simple Houdini style effect. You start with your Cluedo page. You don't show this to the spectator. The phone is facing down, and then the spectator has a free choice of one of the 6 suspects, one of the 6 weapons, and also he has the choice of one of the 9 crime scenes. And let's say he votes for Miss Scarlet and the candlestick, and let's say the billiard room, like here. Then you go around your phone, and here you see Miss Scarlet with the candlestick in the billiard room. On the phone it looks nicer because it's a bit more zoomed out, so you don't have to scroll all the way. That's the basic Houdini effect. So if you have 3 spectators' phones available, you can do a printout of a prediction. I have here one in English and one in German. By the way, all the effect is available in German and in English, and in French I so far only have the slides available. Okay, 3 spectators. Each spectator opens an album. One shows all the suspects. Here we have Mr. Green, Professor Plum, Mrs. Peacock, Mrs. White, Miss Scarlet, and Colonel Mustard. And the second album shows all the weapons: the revolver, the rope, the dagger, the lead pipe, the candlestick, and the spanner. And the third album shows all the crime scenes, which are the hall, the lounge, the conservatory, the ballroom, the dining room, the kitchen, the study, the library, and I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. And the spectator turn them down and they swipe as long as they want to. And if they have finished, you can have one spectator read the newspaper. And in the text of the newspaper, it says that Mr. Green has killed Mr. Black with a revolver in the hall. And here we have the hall on one spectator's home, here the revolver, and here is Mr. Green. And you can also see Mr. Green here. Here's a smoking revolver, and also you see a picture of the hall. Okay, that's effect number 2 if you have 3 phones available. So now let's get to the interesting things. That's basic so far. Now, if you have 4 spectator phones available, that's the basic newspaper which you show to the spectator. You again let them load the 3 different albums, and now they again can swipe facing down. And later on, then you force something, and you ask the 4th spectator if he thinks if the police officer was a female or a male. And let's say he says female, and her first name was Christine, the police officer. And then you can show again that now Mrs. Peacock is the murderer with the dagger in the study, and the newspaper now says that in Special Agent C. Noble has arrested Mrs. Peacock because she killed Mr. Black with the dagger in the study. And you can also see here a bloody dagger. Here's Mrs. Peacock, and here is the study. By the way, this effect has 52 outs and 2 different cases all in. So, which brings me to the last effect. That's why I created this Cluedo effect. It has 16,848 outs, which means the spectator has a completely free choice of the suspect, the weapon, and the room. And he can also choose the sex of the inspector and the initial of the first name. So let's say he decides for Professor Plum with the robe in the lounge, and he says it's a male detective called Stephen. Then you can show here Professor Plum with the robe in the lounge, and here on our basic Cluedo page you now have an ID of a police officer. This one's a German officer. In the English version it's an FBI special agent, and you can see that the first name starts with an S. So I think that's it, and I hope for your comments.